prologue from Brandon Sanderson's new Magic the Gathering novella, Children of the Nameless. I am a huge fan of Brandon Sanderson. I am in love with the Mistborn trilogy that he has written, so I was really excited to hear that he had been working with Wizards to make this novella. So here's the prologue from his new book. There were two kinds of darkness, and Tisenda feared the second far more than the first. The first darkness was a common darkness, the darkness of shadows, where light strained to reach, the darkness of a closet door cracked open, or of the old shed near the forest. This first darkness was the darkness of dusk, which seeped into homes as night arrived like an unwelcome visitor you had no choice but to let in. The first darkness had its dangers, particularly in this land where shadows breathed and dark things howled at night. But it was the second darkness, the one that came upon Tisenda each morning, that she truly feared. Her blindness was tied directly to the rising of the sun. As its first light appeared, her sight would fade away. The second darkness would then claim her, a pure, inescapable blackness. Despite the reassurances of parents and priests alike, she knew that something terrible watched her from that darkness. Her twin sister, Willia, understood. Willia's curse was the inverse of Tisenda's. Willia had sight during the day, but was claimed by the second darkness each night. There was never a time when both of them could see, and so, though twins, the girls were never able to look one another in the eyes. As she grew, Tisenda tried to banish her fear of the second darkness by learning to play music. She told herself that at least she could still hear. Indeed, while blind, she felt that she could better hear the natural music of the land, the crunch of pebbles beneath a footstep, the vibrant trembles of laughter when a child passed by her seat at the center of town. At times, Tisenda even felt she could hear the stretching of ancient trees as they grew, a sound like the twisting of a rope, accompanied by a gentle sigh of their settling leaves. She did wish she could see the sun, even once, a giant, blazing, burning ball of fire in the sky, brighter even than the moon. She could feel its intense heat on her skin, so knew it was real. But what must it be like for everyone else to go about their lives, seeing that incredible bonfire in the sky bearing down on them? The people of the village learned of the girls' inverse curses and noted them as marked. It was the bog's touch upon them, the people whispered. A good thing. It meant the twin girls had been claimed, blessed. Tisenda had trouble feeling it was a blessing until that first day when she found her true song. While still a child, the people of the village brought her drums from a traveling merchant so she could sing to them while they worked in the dust willow fields. They said the darkness among the trees seemed to retreat when she sang, and they claimed the sun shone brighter. On one of those days, Tisenda discovered a power within her and began to sing a beautiful, warming song of joy. Somehow, she knew it had come from the bog, a gift along with her curse of blindness. Willia whispered that she too felt a power inside her, a strange, awesome strength. When she fought with the sword, though only 12 years old, she could match even Barl, the smith. Willia was always the fierce one, at least during the daylight hours. At night, when the second darkness took her, she trembled with a fear that Tisenda knew intimately. During those long nights, Tisenda sang to her sister, a girl who was terrified against reason, that this time the light would not return to her. It was one such night, soon after their 13th birthdays, that Tisenda discovered another song. It came to her as a thing from the forest clawed at the door, howling and raving. Beasts sometimes came from the forest at night, breaking into homes, taking those who dwelled inside. It was the price of living out in the approaches. The land demanded a tax upon one's blood. There was little to do but bar your door and pray to either the bog or the angel, depending on your preference for deliverance. But on that night, listening to her sister panic and her parents weep, Tisenda had stepped toward the beast as it broke in. She'd heard music in the cracking and splintering door, in the breeze rattling the trees, in her own heartbeat as it thundered in her ears. She opened her mouth and sang something new, a song that made the beast scream in pain and withdraw, a song of defiance, a song of warding, a song of protection. The next night, the village asked her to sing her song into the darkness. Her music seemed to still the woods. From that day forward, nothing came from the forest. The village, once the smallest of the three in the approaches, began to swell as people heard of its twin protectors, the fierce warrior who trained during the day and the quiet songstress who calmed the night. For 2 years, the village knew a remarkable peace. No people taken during the night, no beasts howling to the moon. The bog had sent guardians to shelter its people. Nobody even took much notice when a new lord who called himself the Man of the Manor arrived to displace the old one. The squabbles among lords were not for the common people to question. Indeed, this new Man of the Manor seemed to keep to himself, an improvement upon the old lord, so they'd thought. But then, just after the twins turned 15, everything went wrong. Thanks so much for listening to this reading. Hope you enjoyed it. Leave me a comment below and let me know what you think of the book. Please consider subscribing to my channel if you have not yet, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye! This video brought to you by Cardsphere. Click their link in the description below. There were 2 kinds of darkness, and Tisenda feared the second far more than the first. The first darkness was a common darkness. Why did you leave? You were supposed to be a part of my video. Well, I need a cat next to me, otherwise why have this stupid thing here for no reason?